Now, many of you know that we've been talking about the tariffs that China got from the United States of America, and China has already retaliated with 34% of tariffs back to the United States of America. Now, there's been breaking news, ladies and gents. President Trump just released a statement that makes, or that's going to make China to have to act within the next 24 hours. And if whether they will act based off what Trump is suggesting they do, that one we'll find out in the next 24 hours. But as soon as we notice that President Trump highlighted that yesterday China issued tariffs of 34% on top of their already record-setting tariffs, non-monetary tariffs, illegal subsidization of companies, and massive long-term currency manipulation, despite my warning that any country that retaliates against US by issuing additional tariffs above and beyond their already existing long-term tariff abuse of our nation will be immediately met with new and substantially higher tariffs over and above those initial set. Therefore, if China does not withdraw 34% increase above their already long-term trading abuses tomorrow, on the 8th of April, the United States of America will impose additional tariff on China of 50% effective on the 9th. Additionally, all talks with China concerning their requested meetings with us will be terminated. Negotiations with other countries which have also requested meetings will begin taking place immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This is what President Trump wrote, responding on the retaliation that China did about the tariffs that obviously got imposed by the United States of America to China. Now, you will remember that after China imposed back or retaliated with the same tariff to the US, Donald Trump, or the US president, came out and said they made a mistake. They panicked. They shouldn't have done so. And maybe that statement meant they could have just came and negotiated with Trump on how they can get their tariffs to be decreased, which part of the negotiation, based on what Trump was saying, it was the TikTok deal, or making a TikTok deal, which China has already said TikTok is not for sale. TikTok is not going to be sold to the United States of America. And this, my friends, because of this turmoil we've been receiving, or we've been reading about the tariff wars, it has made companies like Nio to tremble so bad in terms of the share price. I mean, today, as I'm doing this video right now, as seen on the screen, you will notice that Nio stock is down 5%, whilst its Leodo down 8%, Xpeng down 9%, Alibaba down 9%, Rivian down 2%, Lucid up 3%, Zika down 4%, Tesla down 4%. Now, you will notice that Nio, it's still trading down 5%. But it looks like in terms of those that are getting the hit in China, Nio is not getting that much as compared to Leodo and Xpeng. But of course, with Nio, it's a special case because at least Leodo, Xpeng, they've gotten their days where they were surging way before this whole situation unfolded. But with Nio, we know that the share price has always been down. So beating Nio, again, it's something that is not good. And this, my friends, it's one thing that makes, of course, the new investors to maybe panic the way they are, which is at some point it's understandable, man. Nio has been trading down at the bottom of the belly for quite some time, and all the new investors want, of course, is to see Nio recover. They want the Nio share price to recover, and this, what we are seeing now of these tariff tensions, it's something that is going to make matters worse, or that is making matters worse even for Nio that has been trading at the bottom of the belly. I mean, Nio is now trading at a new 52-week low, which is something that honestly we never imagined. I also never imagined Nio to be trading this low, but because of these tariff tensions, unfortunately, no stock is immune to the falling knife that is on top of most stocks globally, right? And as I'm doing this video, the S&P 500 is down almost 1%. At some point today, the S&P 500 dropped below 5,000, which is something that shows that these sharp falls that we're seeing, it's not only on Nio, but it looks like most stocks are dropping, are falling quite sharply, which is something that is not good. So Trump, or President Trump, coming back to what he's saying that if China does not reverse their 34% tariff onto China, or onto the United States of America, in the next 24 hours, US is going to impose 50% more tariffs onto China. And this won't be good, man. I know that obviously we have spoken about this, but this is going to hurt even more Chinese stocks like Nio if this takes place tomorrow. But knowing China, I don't think they are going to pull back. They are not going to pull back, because pulling back will look like they are weak, right? I don't think they are going to do so, which means that we need to just brace ourselves for what's coming. Tomorrow we might be seeing US imposing more tariffs onto China, and that it's going to increase more hurt onto Chinese equities like Nio, presenting an opportunity of a lifetime based on my opinion. I have told you that one thing that I'm going to do, or which I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that I increase my holdings onto Nio by 500 to 1,000 shares probably in the next week or so, because it's a no-brainer. I know one thing, that blue sky is coming. We shall be rewarded. These are short-term issues that are there, but yeah, maybe deals will be struck very soon. Yes, I know President Trump is saying they won't even, the request of China wanting to meet with the Trump administration to have a discussion about tariffs, it will be off the table. But I tell you, man, China is the strongest economy globally, and obviously if China and America don't sit down, whether people say what not, at the end of the day, as long as there's no peace onto these countries, then there will forever be stabilization of economies globally, which is, it's important for everyone, or for China and America, to sit down and talk, resolve issues, and things go back to normal. It's very important that that takes place, because if it does not take place, then it's going to be bad, right? It's not going to be good for both countries. In as much as, yes, the US is saying that, China also, they are prepared. I mean, they've got $1.4 trillion stimulus, which they prepared last year in October, November, which that also, it can be as a backup that makes them not to back down, but rather, yeah, don't know, take it forward. I mean, they've said it quite a number of times to say that they are ready for whatever the US brings to them. China has said this just 2 weeks ago. They are ready for whatever. And this tells us that China, it might not be as scared as the US thinks it is, and who knows what can happen. So the best solution, or what we want, is of course the two countries to have peace talks, and trade goes back to normal, right? Otherwise, with all that, just thought I'd give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this. Share price wise, Nio might not be doing the most, but hopefully things get better with time. But this again offers opportunities to the long-term investors, and this again, I'll say that these are my opinions. Long-term will win, blue sky is coming. That's all from me. Share, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one, and God bless you all.